Hey everyone, Leo Bond here. I'm back again today, and this time I'm taking a look at the Yuneec Typhoon Q500 4K aerial and ground imaging solution. Now, this drone was sent over to me by Best Buy Canada for a little bit of testing, and I do have a complete written review on the Best Buy Canada plugin blog. I'll put the link to that below. It comes with everything that you see here, lots of different parts and components. I'll have more of an explanation of them in the blog itself. For now, let's get this thing out to the park and see what it can do. Okay, as we fly about a bit here, I'm just going to go through some of the Typhoon's key specs and features. Now, the first thing that you really ought to know about this drone is that it has three distinct flight modes. Those are the smart mode, the angle or pilot mode, and the home, or sometimes called return to home mode. Now, my favorite of these by far is the smart mode, because in smart mode, Typhoon will always move in the direction that the right-hand control stick is pushed relative to the pilot, regardless of which way the drone itself is facing. Now, this is very important because if you push the stick to the left, she's going to go to the left, basically your left. You push the stick to the right, it's going to go to your right. It makes it so much easier to control than pretty much any of the other drones that I've tested before. Now, in angle or pilot mode, that's the one where you basically have the full freedom to do whatever you want, because the Typhoon is going to fly in the direction relative to how it's facing. So you push the joystick to the left, it's going to fly to its left. Push the joystick to the right, it flies to its right. Now, the home mode, and this is one of the better features, it's a good safety feature actually. When you flick it into home mode, the Typhoon is going to actually return to the pilot's position, usually within 4 to 8 meters of your position, and land. So if you start to get into a little bit of trouble, you're getting a little bit concerned that you're going to fly away or something, you just hit that home mode and back she comes to you. Now, the only thing you need to know is that it's going to come back to you basically as the crow flies in a straight line, and if there are obstacles in the way, it may hit something. So be aware of that and make sure that you have a clear sight line to your drone when you return home. Now, that previous piece of footage was taken towards evening and it was getting kind of dusk. But as you can see, this one here is taken earlier in the day, and I just want to point out the clarity and also the stability of the image. Just look how beautiful that is. That's a 4K camera working. Your 3-axis gimbal is holding everything steady. You know, this whole time I'm flying, there's actually some jostling and whatnot going on, but you can't even tell in these pictures. It just comes out absolutely beautiful. Among the Typhoon's included accessories are two 16 GB micro SD cards and an adapter that allows you to move pictures and video over to your computer. There's also a 5400 mAh 11.1 volt battery. Now, that's a lithium polymer battery that should get you a max time of 25 minutes in the air. That's on basically 2 hours of charging time. There are also some tools. You can see a little wrench here that basically is for helping to tighten or remove the rotors, and it works just the same as an oil filter wrench for your car. There's also the Steady Grip handheld, which is great for taking ground level images. So if say you're a realtor and you want to do a walkthrough, kind of like a virtual walkthrough of a property that you're trying to sell, you can just attach the gimbal camera to the Steady Grip handheld and walk through the house and just take all the video that you want, and it'll come out just as smooth as these flight images. Another thing is that the remote control itself, and this is probably worth knowing, the remote control itself also has a built-in rechargeable battery, so you don't have to worry about running out and buying some Duracells or anything like that. They even include a handy glare blocker that you can affix to the front of the controller over the LCD screen to prevent the sun on a bright day from messing up your view. Now, in this particular clip, you may have noticed that I'm not actually doing anything with the controller. I'm not using the directional controls or anything like that. What I'm actually doing here is demonstrating one of two really cool functions that the Typhoon has. This one is called Follow Me. So basically, you just select your altitude, raise it up as high as you want, and you can just walk around and the drone will stay within a certain distance of you at all times. It'll sort of move as you move, and you don't have to have the camera focused on yourself during this either. You can have it pointed in any direction at all, so very, very cool. Now, the other neat function is the Watch Me function, and that one works by basically you click a little eye icon on the LCD screen on your controller,
and the camera will try to follow you at all times, no matter what erratic flight path you might want to take. So very neat for doing some cool action flying, yet always maintaining the camera on yourself. Great for like video selfies and that sort of thing. Now, just as I try to get a shot of this nice full moon here, again towards the evening, I just wanted to mention one other feature that is really cool with this thing, and it's a default setting called geofencing. So basically, it's a invisible perimeter beyond which the Typhoon can't fly. It's 300 feet or 91 meters, and you actually have to turn it off in order to be able to fly farther than that. The total range on this thing is 2,625 feet or 800 meters. So you don't want to, if you're a novice or just sort of learning, you don't want to get out there and then it flies away on you like 1,000 feet and suddenly you can't even see it. How are you going to bring it back? So it's a great safety feature. And thus concludes our little summary overview here. The final verdict on this one is basically that I highly recommend it for anyone in the market for a high-end drone. I just love this thing. It flies very easily, it takes brilliant pictures and video. What more could you ask for? Do read the written review, there's more details and specs and whatnot in there. I want to say thank you for watching. This is Leo Bond signing off. Have an excellent day.